Welcome to this edition of Strong Perspective Podcast. I'm your host, Keith Armstrong, my other host, Damon Armstrong, Jaquari Armstrong. They are going to join us a little later. You know, I retired in 2019, and everything that came after that, after I retired, was always on my own leisure. You know, if I was in a hurry, it's because I wanted to be in a hurry. So I took my time in everything that I did. And I'm saying that to say today is one of those days where, one thing has happened after the other. My host, my co-host, they're trying to get on, and they're gonna join me directly. Um, Things happen, you know. I think that I could probably hold it down until, you know, folks come on. If not, I can do at least 45 minutes of my ranting and raving, talking about the world and what the world needs and what we need as men and what women need from us. I can do all of that. I don't have a problem with it because a friend of mine just said to me, he asked me, well, Keith, you really committed to this. And I can't call it really commitment. It's just more or less this is something that I really enjoy doing. And I'm gonna see how far it can go with me and my brothers. You know, today I'm waiting for a guest too, our special guest. I'm not sure. He's a working man still, so he's still trying to get off work to come on. You know, William Burnett, Big Bill Burnett from Philly, West Philly. Uh, he more or less is going to join us today. I wanted him to come on because when it comes to these things, it's the three of us, we have friends from all over the country, so we more or less want to get, especially from every man's point of view, because I can't really call us every man, but it's a lack of a better word, but just our or regular man, just our point of views. I want to do it. I can probably do it regional, especially on the East Coast, West Coast too. Midwest. You know, I want people to come on and give us the view of their life and what they think and how they think, you know, how they grow up and everything like that. And Big Bill, he's gonna give that to us today if he's able to get on. Um, while I'm here, we've talked about a lot of things, in our earlier episodes that really I want to focus on is how we can become better as human beings, as men. What's going on, how we can navigate ourselves and our family through, these times. I think that the best way to do it is pay attention. Pay attention and soak it in. See, some of us can go full speed and like a batter ram and going straight into it, and then whatever pieces fly, or stick to the wall, that's what we deal with. Some of us are more meticulous. We take our time. We pay attention. I don't think there's a wrong way of doing things. I think the key to it all is what you retain out of life, what's going on with you. Where's you know, how do you feel about what you're going through? How do you feel about yourself, most importantly? Because that's key to get you through trying times, I think. You know, it really is. And I personally, you know, look forward to these different episodes because it gives me the opportunity, like I always say, to spend some time with my brothers and any friends that I bring on and express myself, number two, you know, and just give it to you guys just from, I guess, a regular point of view. If I call myself regular, I never considered myself regular, but I do live a regular life. You know, I don't have any paparazzi outside my door, so that's why I say regular life. So it's more or less trying to navigate that and being the best person I can be. But it's hard to do when you know. It's hard to do when you try to be the best you could be, but when your confidence is shaken or you depend too much on what other people think of you, it brings in so many other factors into this thing, you know? Um, and what I mean by that is this: my mother and father always instilled in me to love myself because if I didn't love myself enough, I didn't have enough love to love anybody else, because sometimes the way you feel about who you are can have you lying to the other person. You could be juggling. They could be asking you to do something that you don't care to do, but you feel like you need them in your life. You know, you need them in your life, and that's the thing about it is trying to make things happen. Like this for instance, it's usually three of us, but I'm here on the live waiting for everybody else to chime in and do what they have to do, and we just make the best of it because I have the confidence in myself and feel a certain way about things that I think I can do it. You know, but you know, I don't know. I don't know because the usual bar is nobody down there for me to click onto. So these things kind of get in the way. Hold on for 1 second. Hold on for 1 second, please. Sorry about that. Just trying to get some things done. It's, I guess this is what they call cutting your teeth. You know what I mean? Tap dancing until your support comes. But until then, there's a couple things I want to address. I posted on my Facebook page a notification of this live. Two thoughts or comments. The first one was, what are some of the ways we as men can best serve our families and communities? And whoever's watching, feel free to chime in if you have a question to ask while I'm up here. But to answer that, let me just say that the best thing for me to, the best way to answer that is to be the very best you can and not to pretend that you're somebody else, because that's what we try to do. We try to make sure our family see us as strong as possible. We make sure that they understand, you know, that we're the head of the household and we're the provider. And, you know, what's hard about that is you never want them to see you weak. And it's a lot of times they can't really take seeing you weak because it scares them, you know? It scares them very much because, you know, if you're the one that everybody looks to and you have a kink in your armor, that's a scary thing that the people who depend on you know, that's a very scary thing. And I'm just I try my best to navigate now. You know, I still hadn't gotten to the point where my family seen me cry yet. I haven't gotten to that point yet. But just for um, understanding that, you know, your children, if you made a mistake, you should be able to admit that you made a mistake in something in everyday life. Admit to them so they won't feel like there's too much pressure. You know, there's too much pressure on you and on them to be you. You know, it's a funny thing where you want your kids to succeed, but I want my kids to be better than me. I don't want them to be like me. I want them to make some sound decisions, good decisions when it comes to you know, everyday life. Yeah, I want them to. That's what I want them to be like me about. But I want them to forge their own path. I want them to be successful and happy. You know, and that's possible. You could definitely you're definitely capable of doing that. But see, you know, in this day of time, you know, we rely so much on the superficial and the exterior of things. We don't pay attention to the inner workings of what's the real, you know, what we can do to be the best we could be, you know, and that's really and truly kind of the, you know, that's kind of important because, you know, you don't want to get lost. You don't want to get lost out here in this world, not knowing, and then you're leading a family. You know, that's a hard thing. That's a very hard thing. You know, I think that and excuse me, these are random thoughts until, you know, my host and guests come on. But what do you think your ideas are on how to be the head of your household as men and women? What do you think your daily pressures are? What do you think that what do you think you should show your children or show your spouse? What are you afraid to show your children, to show your spouse? You know, do you not want them to see you weak? Do you not want them to see you like make you feel like you're not respected in this world? Because, you know, everybody don't have a choice of where they work. But the one thing they do have a choice is how they carry themselves, no matter what they do for a living. You know? So how do you want your kids to see you? What don't you want your kids to know about you? You know, I don't know if it's sort of like a, all right, what's going on, brother?
Yeah, what's up, man? Did you send me an email?
Yeah, I did. I did.
Never got it, man.
All right, well, you're on. You know what I mean? I've already started everything, you know. Like I was telling whoever's watching, I was tap dancing until somebody came up here and joined me. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Damon called and he said that he was waiting in to be led on, but I didn't, just like you had the problem earlier, I didn't see him. You know what I mean? So, you know, and our guest, he was working. He was working a little bit of overtime, so he's going to come on as soon as he gets a chance.
All
So
right.
this is what we call in the business, uh, little less than a full bar. No, no, but things happen, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, since you're here, man, talk about, how was your day, man? What's been going on with you in the last week or so?
Oh man, I just it's been a long week, man. I mean, just working and doing this, man. It's just it ain't been nothing exciting, man. It's just all been repetitive. It's just the redundancies of life.
Yeah, yeah. I think that so now that you're talking about the redundancies of life, as far as your relationship with your coworkers, right?
Hmm.
How important is your relationships with your coworkers? Is that important to you to have a good, decent working relationship? I'm not talking about when you don't have to go, go out to dinner with them, anything like that, but just have a good working relationship. I mean, what do you think about that?
I mean, of course, it's always a good, you know, uh, idea to have a good rapport. Excuse me, with everybody you work around. Especially depending on the industry that you're in. Uh, I'm not. Well, I'm a sociable dude, but I don't really hang out with anybody I work with. I have, you know, but I'm I don't get invites. You know what I mean?
Okay, so
I hear about people getting together, and I might see the odd uh group group shot at the hookah bar or something like that. But I'm not invited to things like that. So
so is that purposeful or just the luck of the draw?
man, hey man, I'm not sure. I went through the whole gambit, man. I'm like from woe is me into in some situations being relieved that I wasn't on the scene to witness some things, and you know over the years I just come to accept, man, that I don't really you know no, that's not the right answer. Got a lot of common with some of the dudes I work with, man, but we just ain't got into hanging out drinking a beer mode for some reason, man. I'm not standoffish or whatever, but I don't I'm not a joiner, and I'm not saying I'm a victim of clickdom or anything like that. But
Gotcha.
you know, people just have certain people that they're comfortable around. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying that that's the case that people are uncomfortable around me, but you know, because
So
I've gone out with people and we've
I
had
guess
we've had a hell of a time. I'm a good time, man, but it just doesn't translate.
I think what's funny about it is I can relate to what you're saying because see what I am is I am a professional. When I was working, I was a professional at work. I did what I was supposed to, things I was supposed to do. Because the thing
Hmm.
about it is, yes, I believe I was born for leisure, but I missed that train. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
if I got to work, I'm going to work and just get it
Hmm.
done, right? But if you don't have that same kind of personality, I'm not going to judge you. It's just don't slow my situation down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
So
And I be.
it's one of those kind of things where I invite people out, right?
Hmm.
not because I want to hang out with you, but it's the right thing to do. Like, hey man, come on out. You know, we're doing this because I think if you're working with somebody and y'all kind of have the same interest, well, look, I'm going to be here. If you want to come through, come through. But when they don't when they don't show up, I'm not going to be like, oh man, they don't like me. Well, you know, I understand that people may not fucking like me. Excuse my language. You know what I mean? And they pretend that they do. You know.
Yeah, for the sake of work, you know. But then to force that on them after the after the end of the day, that's not fair to either one of us. You know.
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm not saying
that's the thing. That's the thing. But what I do is I give it to you, and if you make the decision that you're going to come, because my invitation is not a fake information. My invitation, KJ, you funny. KJ said, "Fuck him." But my invitation is not a fake invitation. It's not like, oh man, let me just do this because he just so happened to be here. No, it's like genuine interest. Like, yo, come on through. Like, you know, when I had birthday parties at my house, I would go invite people to do this. You know what I'm saying? And that's the thing about it is like, don't tell me you're going to come. I will even take I'll try to make it. It's cool.
Right.
But you don't have to tell me that you're going to come so you can save some kind of face or you think you're going to hurt my feelings. No. It's just we're grown people and I want to get to know who you are. But if you don't want me to know who you are, I can't be mad at that. I can't be mad at that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, we all wear different hats. You know, I mean, so I'm 10-gallon hat company, not baseball cap company, apparently. But I mean, it's cool.
Listen, let me tell you something. It's a funny thing, right? Where I'm not a stuffed shirt. I wasn't a stuffed shirt as far as being professional. No, I did my job, right?
Yeah.
So when I invited people out and they came out, they look at me like, well, who is you? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's the wildest thing.
Or they hit me with this one. I didn't know you drink. Like,
yeah,
what?
Keith. It was this one young lady I work with. She don't work.
What's up, baby? Go ahead,
This one young lady I work with, man. She don't work there no more. But she, you know, we hung out, you know.
Yeah.
And she said she thought I was she thought I was some kind of preacher or something. And I'm like, wow, a preacher for real? Because I'm at work, you know, I'm relaxed, you know, I talk at, you know, like regular conversation, you know, so I don't get into the raunchy, I don't get into the gossip, I don't, you know, exactly. I don't get into that. She was like, you know, I thought you know, basically she was saying she thought I had a stick up my ass. I'm like, well, no, that's not the case. You know, you're gonna have, you know, a wonderful time. You say that, yeah, I'm plush. I'm built for I'm built for comfort myself. Yeah. At all, in all places, you know. We might not hang out after work, but you know, my office is a safe zone. You come in there and is, you know, say what you want.
Yeah.
And it ain't gonna lead them for walls, you know.
You know, and to say that's the thing about it. It's like, you know, we go out to like the job I retired from, right?
Mm-hmm.
Stressful job every day.
Definitely.
Right? So I'm like, yo, let's meet at the bar. Let's meet at the, you know, down here in North Carolina, it's clubs and sports bars, right? Yo, let's meet at the club, man, as a group. And, you know, we'll vibe out, right?
Yeah.
Nah, man, I don't want to work out. I want to hang out with my co-workers. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that, right?
Right.
So I'm like, okay, I respect that, right? But then when I'm out and I see you and you wilding out and you pretty much by yourself, you know what I'm saying? So I'm like the practical, like at least go out with a couple of your people so you won't be put out there, because there's a couple times I saved co-workers, man, because you know, they gotten a little too rowdy. you know what I mean, smelling themselves because of the job and the alcohol, right? And
Mm-hmm.
got in the mix, and I just so happened to be there, right? And it's had their back
Mm-hmm.
because it's good in numbers. You know what I mean? Because I'm speaking from the other side of everything, because you have to really and truly, I retired from law enforcement, just in case anybody didn't know. I retired from law enforcement, right? You have to be a caretaker of your mental health. If you do not, because it's anxiety every single day, not just once in a while. It's every single day, because you put on a uniform that really and truly, I ain't gonna say a target, but it's a beacon. It's beacon for the good and beacon for the bad, because you're
Oh yeah.
being identified to what you do, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I had to decide a long time ago, because see, you know, back in the crib, there's a little side note. Back in the crib, when they found out what I was doing when I first started, they say, "What, Keith?" You know what I'm saying? Keith is
Mm-hmm.
doing what? You know what I mean? Because my persona. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and who our friends were, and what we was about. The whole nine. Now understand, I wasn't a gangster,
Mm-hmm.
but I could play the part of a gangster. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I never had to, because what I did was respect my family, and the people I was with respected the fact that I respected my family. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you have to look out for your mental health, man. You know, and then being a black man, and the era of the smartphone, when you get 30-second clips of brothers getting killed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I look at it from two directions now. Understand when I say that, because you're my brother, so you understand where I'm coming from. You understand where I'm coming from, right? Damon, what's going
Absolutely.
on?
What's going
What's
on,
going on,
brother?
brother?
You understand why hey, everybody, my brother Damon Armstrong has joined us. But you understand where I'm coming from when I say when it look from two different directions. Because
Absolutely.
growing up, being harassed by police, you know, NWA pretty much did not come up with the term "fuck the police." They made it popular. Cause y'all remember we used to say that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Fuck the police. You know what I'm saying? And even in college, there were times when I'm in a car with some teammates, and we get pulled over and brought out the car. You know what I mean? If it wasn't for the fact that, they knew us, as Pittsburgh Pitt players, that they let us go. Because they wanted to search the car. This happened like 3 or 4 times, right?
Right.
So I know that part of it. But then I know the other part where them dudes who make those mistakes are terrified. They're terrified because they believe the hype about our community.
Mm.
Now, when you're dealing with criminals, yes, you got to treat criminals as criminals. But criminals come in every color, don't they? They come in every
Every
fucking
color, every color, shape, and size, Jack.
and I said that to somebody. So basically, what I'm saying is this: working the job for 30 years, man, and I have to say, presenting at least 25 of those years, because I felt like, even though I defended a lot of people for getting their ass beat, I'm gonna keep it a buck. You know what I'm saying? But also, I had to kick a lot of people's asses because they trying to fight me. They trying to kill me. You know why I think they trying to kill me? Because they fight me with a fucking gun on my hip. You see what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying? But my thing
Yeah.
about it is getting out of there and understanding all I need to do is get these handcuffs on you. You see what I'm saying? And do the best that I can. So it's the pressure of it where you understand where people are coming from and where the anger comes from the public. and from us because you lived it. I lived it. 57 years old, so I lived all of that. Because you see these times now, right? What's going on right now? We was going when we was in our early 20s. We kept saying, "What was the mantra?" All my old heads out there. What was the mantra? I'm not gonna live to 25. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
I said that when I was 25. I'm 57. You
When
know
I
what I mean?
turned 20, when I turned 21, man, I didn't have a clue. I didn't know what the fuck was gonna happen. Because I
Same thing
mean,
with me.
I just all I heard was the narrative about the life expectancy, man. So
Bro,
I spent the first half of my life, man, trying to avoid those scenarios,
yeah.
and I spent the next 20 years, man, trying to figure out how to navigate without getting dirt on my face.
And
And you know,
you know what's so crazy about it? Sorry to cut you off. What's so crazy about it is this. What you just said, when you turned 21, you didn't know what to do. I felt the same way at 25 and I was working. And guess what I was working as?
hmm
Law enforcement.
yeah,
And I had not a clue where I was going with my life I'm talking about.
hmm
So just this tie what the thing that I went on in the knot is this. Understanding both sides. Right? Now, when you get a kid that grew up in the suburbs and all they ever did was see TVs and books and shit about a community, when they call a community a jungle,
hmm
in these police shows, the jungle, and movies, the jungle, and all of this, guess what they do? They erase the faces of the people there.
hmm
Now it's a blank face, and now it's what they call it, animals in the jungle. Man, shut the fuck up, man. Because first and foremost, and it's not a black-white thing to me, but when I get into a discussion with these cats who think they know more about my community than me, and they try to, be sympathetic. Oh man, you poor guys, right? I said, bro, you come from a people that's ultra violent. Well, what do you mean? You come from a people in Europe. Now, this is what I'm saying. It's not a black and white thing. What I'm saying is just speaking facts. You want to point at my community and saying it's so violent, it's this and that, right? And we look at what you do.
hmm
Your origins, I'm talking about. Then you come over here, now you try to change the narrative like you're not a part of all of that. You see what I'm saying? And I'm like, bro, the narrative sucks. You know what I mean? Because yes, there are. I've always here's one of my coworkers, and we're gonna have him on soon. I I said to him, I said, bro, I look at criminals. I don't look at who's black or who's white. Did he break the law? Did she break the law? You understand? And you know what he said to me? He said, man, Keith, it's something wrong with this because I've arrested more black kids and men than I've arrested white people. And he was totally shocked. This is a black man now. He was totally shocked when I said, bro, do you understand that I'm at almost 50-50? He said, 50-50 of what? 50-50 at arrest. He said, what, man? No, that ain't true. That ain't true. I said, why? I'm telling you because I lived it. Do you want to go into my arrest record and see? No, I ain't got to do that. Then why would you even assume when I tell you, Big Bill get ready to come in, when I tell you guys that that percentage is what it is real, because the narrative has always been pumped in our brains, trying to make us believe, that Big Bill, William Burnett,
Will,
Yo,
what's going
yo,
on, bro?
yo, yo, what's
What
up,
up?
gang?
What's
going
going on,
on.
bro?
What's up, brother?
Let me finish this
What's
point,
going
then
on, man?
we're gonna get into this since all four of us here. Um, I was being honest, right? But people look at me shocked when I tell them that. Well, you was just trying to even up the score. Are you dumb? If I tried to even up the score, then I would be you. You understand what I'm saying to you? I would be you. Now, do I look like you? Do I sound like you?
This
You
the
know what I'm
same brother you say you're gonna invite on.
saying? Yeah. You know why? Because he got common sense. He just think certain ways, man. And I have to respect it. You know what I mean? Hey, Bill, Corey said, "What's up, baby boy?"
What's up, Corey? What's going on?
Hey, look,
What you smoking there? So what you smoking, bro? Smoke?
Just a black and mild.
Oh, I thought you was, going to Cubans or
Yes,
something.
bro.
You know what I mean?
hey,
No, I got a job, brother. I can't.
hey, look. And then first and foremost, you're gonna quit treating our shit like we unprofessional up in this motherfucker, boy. You know
All right,
what I
my
mean?
bad. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Look, look, look. Hey, Bill, I said that I'm cussing all over the place.
What's
All right,
going
well,
on,
look,
Jimmy?
look. Let me do this
I
right,
just
Bill.
got on, man. I'm trying to catch up.
Yeah, me too. I'm sorry for my tardiness. I had to work. Some
Yeah,
of
yeah,
us still
yeah.
got to work for a living. You know
Look,
what I mean? Some of
I
us still got
told
to work for a
everybody.
living.
I told everybody what's up. Now,
What's
Jaquari,
going
just
on, man? First, I'm happy
now,
to be on the show, man. You guys are doing good things, man. And I see it. Hope people watching. More and more we get into it. Hopefully, the more
hey,
ones will
look,
get on.
hey, Bill, it's the type of deal where they do, they don't. What we doing is exercising our shit. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
Talk
sir. Yes,
about
sir. Yes,
what
sir.
we need to be. But look, let me get this introduction in, and then we're gonna get into it, man, and enjoy ourselves. All right.
Yes, sir.
I said it when I first came on, but I'm gonna do it again. Welcome to the Strong Perspectives podcast. I'm one of your hosts, Keith Armstrong. I'm here with my brother Damon Armstrong. I'm here with
What's
my
up,
brother
folks?
Jaquari Armstrong, and I'm here with a friend to the show,
A brother, a brother, a
Bill,
brother.
Big Bill.
Yes,
That's
sir.
our homie right there, Big
Brother
Bill.
Bill,
Yes,
what's
sir.
going on, brother?
Burnett.
Knowing
What's
that
going
brother a
on, man? What's going
lifetime.
on, man?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Listen, man, I never had no brothers, big dog. You know what I mean? I was raised by the women. You always tease me about that. So it's always good to be a part of the brotherhood, man. And be adopted by y'all, man. You know what I mean?
Hey, look, ain't nothing wrong with that, Bill. You know
Right.
that.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There
Big
ain't
dog
nothing
always
wrong
been
with
a
that.
big brother to me.
But look, Damon, how you doing today, bro?
I'm
I'm
good,
doing all
man.
right, man.
Oh, they said, damn, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, I'm gonna
You
give
talk,
you your chance, Bill, because we
No,
need
no,
we
do your thing. Do your thing. Do your thing. I'm sorry. I'm a little
uh,
excited right now.
that's that Philly shit right
Yeah, yeah. You spotlight today, Jack. So
Yes,
you
sir.
go.
You know what I mean?
there.
Hey,
You gonna
you know how it is,
get
baby.
your chance, Bill. You gonna get your chance, bro. What's up, Damon? How you feel, baby?
doing all right, man. Grandbaby had a little runny nose
Mm.
yesterday, so when I woke up this morning, they hit me like a ton of bricks, man. So
Gotcha.
that don't make no sense how a little baby man knock you on your ass, man, with a
Yeah, you're
cold.
right. You're right.
You right.
So
Look, part
I'm just struggling through it, man. But I'm good, man. I'm blessed. You
cool,
know,
man.
I'm blessed.
Look, part of it because you're old, man. You're a year younger than me, so you the old motherfucker.
Okay, you beat me to the punch, brother. If I'm old, what that make you, man?
That make me old. Shit.
Right. I ain't old, goddamn
Hey, Jaquari, go ahead and refresh our memories, man. How you doing today, bro?
I'm good, man. It's just been a long week, long work week. And I'm glad it's ending or whatever. But, not much
Gotcha.
going on. Everything is regular, I guess.
Okay. Uh, all right. Well, I'm good, man. You know what I mean? And the folks who when I came on on earlier, y'all heard me go through my little rant. I was tap dancing until the bros came on. So yeah, I'm good. Uh, Big Bill, like I said, you're a friend to the show, and I want you to go ahead and fill us in, man. I give you a little outline and shit that you need to cover. You know what I mean? Tell them where you're from. You know what I'm saying?
Okay,
Look,
okay.
represent your shit. You know what I'm saying? Uh, how we met, the whole nine. Whatever you want to share, bro.
Okay. Well, I'm from Philly, West Philadelphia, born and raised. Like my man Will Smith, smack a Will. You know what I mean? Um, I'm from West Philly. I was West Philly born and bred. Actually, man. Now I live in Allen, still in Philly. I met Big Dog, and I think it was 18 years old. Was 18 years old? He was 17.
You was 18. I think you was either 17 or
Yeah.
18, dog. Look,
And I
you
went
was
to school, man.
17.
I think I was 17. And I
Yeah.
met some of the biggest cats I ever seen in my life, man. And Big Key was walking through the halls of Lockhart one day. See your young boy, what you doing? We started talking a couple of times. I actually knew his people before I knew him. And he said, stop by the room, man. Drink a beer with me one day. I said, all right. So I get up there, Key had cold voice, old English. I ain't seen no refrigerator. All I saw was a windshield, with a windowsill. He went around the window and grabbed a cold 48 OD. This is the middle of summer, too. And how he did it. um, that's pretty much, the
Oh
man
hell no.
became real tight. Me and Keith became real tight after that. You know what I mean? And that's how of course, I met Fluke when Fluke came up. And you told a story about that one day. You know what I mean?
One day.
One day. And then Jacory, same thing. He came up, and that's how I met the Armstrong brothers,
Yes,
I
sir.
got y'all some good brothers, man. Y'all got good vibes, y'all good dudes, man. And he
Appreciate
always had
that,
a
man.
good time. We always had a good time hanging out. And I love Keith like a big brother. So I mean, Keith was very out my brother. Keith always teased me. I was when I first met my mother. We going to Greek picnic. My mother comes outside. All my homies out there, embarrassed the heck out of me. Come on, Billy, you had your phone on? I heard that from Keith for the next 30 years of my life.
I'm gonna tell you what threw it off because if everybody know Bill like 6'2". At the time he was probably about 260. He was probably about 250, 260, right? And look, it was we was a crew. We get ready to go drink, right?
It was a Greek
So
picnic. Greek picnic.
yeah, we going to the Greek picnic. So we get ready to walk out the door because matter of fact, his mom was gracious enough to let me stay there, right?
Yes, she was.
Yeah, so and I appreciate that. So we get ready, we got dressed, we get ready to go out to the park, right? And we stepping, and Bill said, "Ma, I'll see you later." He said, "I'll see you later, baby." She said, "Bill?" He said,
Billy,
"Yes." You got your Billy, you got your polo? And look, I said,
Keith must have laughed
"Polo?"
for 2 hours. He must have laughed for 2 hours. Well, he must have laughed for 2 hours, man. I was the youngest of three,
And look,
three sisters. I'm the youngest of three sisters and a mom. My dad died when I was a young boy. So, I've been raised pretty much by women. Uncles was around. My homies became my brothers. You know what I mean? Big Keith, my man Big D, my Bruce, So I didn't, you know what I mean? So, it is what it is. So my mom was boy all the way, man. My mom was boy all the way. I'm not lying.
Nothing wrong with that, man.
no. She was a
Straight up.
beautiful, strong woman too, man.
Yes,
You
she
know,
was, man.
but
Yes, she was.
look, Big Bill. I tell you, I always give Big Bill credit. You know what I mean? You know how they say when they say women's from Venus and men from Mars. Big Bill knew how
Yes,
to
sir.
speak that woman language. He could tell
Yes, I
you like,
did.
yo, calm down. And look, they're
Yeah.
snap too. They're snap too. I used to laugh about that. And that
I
what that
learned
is
from
is
the
because
best.
you grew up around them sisters, man. He
Yes,
had
I
older
did.
sisters, so Bill, look,
Yes.
it was funny, man. It was funny.
You got to
All
talk
right,
their
well, look.
language. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Um, so Damon, since this is Bill's first time on this joint, hopefully just one of many. You have anything you want to have him answer, have a question for him, anything like that? What do you think about things?
Yeah, well, First of all, I'm glad to see you, brother, as always. You know what I'm saying?
Yes,
You've
sir.
been in my life over half my life, man. More
Yes,
than
sir.
half my
Yes, sir.
life, man.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
you,
sir.
you are a brother. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir. No doubt.
We basically grew up together. I'm a little older than you, but
Yes, it's all right. It's all
Um,
right.
I think, man, uh, when I first got on, they were talking about how things going with, in terms of policing and stuff like that, and the environment and stuff was happening. You know, especially in the black community, how we being treated. How we have to walk in that life. It's like walking in two worlds, three worlds, really. So, as far as being in a big city like Philly, man, hell, Philly, well, West Philly, about the size of Detroit, ain't it?
Yeah.
You
No,
know what I'm
it's,
At
saying?
one
How,
point,
it's,
at
how
it's
one
you?
bigger
point,
than
West Philly,
Detroit.
at one
Uh,
point, West Philly got one. I think was on the worst places in America. They said for a while.
yeah, that's why I know how you navigating that, bro. How you staying afloat.
Well, I don't live in West Philly no more. I still got family up there. I don't live there anymore, so I'm not there as
Okay.
much as I used to be. So it's just different now, bro. I'm an old head. A lot of young boys. Lots of young boys causing all the trouble. I'm an old
Mm,
head, so they kind of like give me my respect when you carry yourself. I don't grow on them. If I see them, I talk to them. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
a lot of kids you see out there now, there's kids that I had their fathers when they was in lockup. I started two kids got me while I was kids after college. She got me to the treatment center. And from there, I came back home. My mom was by herself. I started in a new study center. A lot of kids now are the sons of the kids I had when they was locked up. You know what I'm saying?
okay.
So I don't give me respect. My dad, whatever, blah 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 blah. So I mean, it's really hard to get across these dudes, man, because they about them guns, man. I wasn't about guns like that. We
Right.
rumbled, we fought. You know how it was. But, we weren't trying to shoot nobody. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
It's just, I just, I gotta stay, I just stay out the way, man. And just if I go out, I go to old head spots, man. I don't really, you know what I mean? I just try to stay out the way, man. You know what I mean?
Definitely good
Try
to
and
see
use
you,
good,
bro.
try and use good judgment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Hey, Smoke, ask you a question. Go
Twice.
off topic a little bit. Did you ever hear
But
a story about Fluke and Pittsburgh? The first time me and Fluke hung out, they would tell you that story.
you
Or
know what? I'd heard 1,000 stories about y'all, man, but I don't know what's safe. So
all I can remember, I don't know if it's safe either. All I can remember Keith telling me that night.
No, no,
Don't
no,
let
no.
nothing
Listen,
happen to my
if
brother.
you're talking about,
Now, hold on.
yeah, that's safe. If we
I,
was talking about the one we was
I
talking
ain't
about
giving,
last
I'm
night,
not
that's
giving
safe.
details. I ain't giving details. I just remember that conversation. And Keith see me that morning, come looking for me. What did I tell you? I thought he was gonna kick my butt that day, man. I was going to worry about. Oh, I'm sorry, Keith. Sorry. But I'm sorry. I'm
No,
sorry. We keep that stuff. We talk about that off camera.
no,
Okay,
no.
hold on, man.
No. Just let me just say this. Let me say this. This is like I was working. You know what I mean? Going to work. Matter of fact, I was working at Schumann Center, as a matter of fact, before I became
Yes,
a
you are.
policeman. So I had to work nights, and Damon and my sister-in-law Benita came to live with us in Pittsburgh, and he wanted to hang out because it was a Friday night or something like that, right? Thursday, Friday
There's
night,
something
Bill.
going on. Something's going on. Yeah,
Yeah.
it was weekend.
So I was like, I called Bill. I said, "Yo, man," because he knew Fluke. He's like, "Yo,
Yes, I did.
Fluke, Damon want to hang out, man." I said, "But Bill, I'm leaving him in your hands. I'm leaving him in your hands. Don't get in no shit." Now, first and foremost, I know my brother. See,
Yes.
and you know why. You found out later why I said that. Like,
Yes,
don't
sir. Yes,
get
sir.
in no shit. I said, I'm
Yes, sir.
counting on you.
Yes,
So
sir.
I worked. I think it was 11 to 7 shift. I get home. Damon said, "Yo, man." He said, "Yo, man, I almost got arrested." I said, "What?" He said, "I almost got arrested." And Bill, you can take it from here. Either you or Damon can take it from here.
I let
You
Damon take
talking
it from there.
about? You talking about when we was with Prop?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
man. That look here. I was just supporting, man. That was all Prop, man. And brother,
Yes, you was. Yes, you was.
we was.
Well,
I got a little overzealous, man. You know, I was a hype dude back then. Bill, you know, he was
yeah,
like,
you
cause
was
we
gonna
was
jump on the policeman.
We was
You
having a
was
good
gonna jump
time
on the
too at that point.
policeman.
hey, look, man. All I know is my man. I don't know what Brock was doing, but my man, little short white dude, man, he came up to us. You know. Well, you go ahead and tell the story, man, because it's like,
All I know, we on Fifth Avenue, the 54th Avenue. Man, Proc getting towards the cop in McDonald's, right? Was it McDonald's?
It
yeah,
was McDonald's.
And Proc and the cop having words, and cop told us to keep it down because
yeah,
some Pittsburgh dudes ain't acting up. Anyway, really, some Pittsburgh boys is acting up. That's why the cop was in it. So Proc and the cop had words of keep it Proc. And Proc smacks the cop's walkie-talkie off his chest or something,
Oh my God.
off his shoulder. Smacks the walkie-talkie off.
On that drunk shit, man.
And the cop kind of
Go ahead.
manhandled Proc a little bit. If I can recall, I think Fruit got a little something with the cop, right? Cop kind of manhandled him a little bit, I think. You ain't got to do all that
Yeah,
shit about
look. First of all, I'm gonna speak from personal. Look, you put your hands on me and I'm working.
Right. I'm Jack.
You going
Right.
to jail, and that's where Proc was going.
He's going to jail. Proc was dead wrong. I said, Fruit, you dead wrong. I know Big
Yeah.
Bill, but he ain't got to do all that for him. Fruit didn't hype him. I said, Fruit, calm down, Fruit. I said, keep Fruit look out for you. I got this, Bill. I got this. I said, oh, Lord, that's mercy. But I think the cop was getting warned or something, Fruit told you go ahead, something like that.
they took Brock in, man, but they
Took Proc.
they let me go.
All I know is that morning, Keith knocking on my door. With Keith Britton. Didn't I tell you how my brother was? I said, that nigga big as shit, right? That nigga big as shit. First. I tried to stop him. I tried to calm him. He
Hey,
really
look
wouldn't take
here,
my
hey.
foot to him.
He was, and I was looking at Bill like, hey, man, look, what we gonna do, man?
What we gonna do? Yeah.
And he was like, Fluke, man, hey, we need to.
I said, calm down. I
Yeah,
said,
we gonna be
yeah, Brock, I go to
we
jail.
we gonna be free to bail him out. That's what we're gonna do.
That's what we're gonna
That's
do.
what Bill said.
That's right. I said, we're gonna try and get him out in the morning.
He said, man, we go get that nigga later, man.
We get that nigga later. And Proc can't fight a lick, man.
And he
Can't fight a lick.
he was looking so pathetic in that damn when they was arresting him and shit. Well, hey, look, I was like, damn, I could have went to damn jail.
Yes, you could have.
Hey, Bill, I got a question for you, man.
Go ahead, man.
You alluded to it, earlier. You basically was the man of the house. You know what I'm saying?
For the most part, I have a couple uncles around, but
growing up, I mean, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Tell us, give us an idea what's that like, man. You know what I mean? As far as in you don't have to teach us anything. Just in your own personal opinion, how'd you feel about that? You know what I mean?
One thing you don't never want to do is let your mom down. You always try to be there. You always try to be there and be be her bodyguard. So many words. And I couldn't provide for her because I was in school. You know what I mean? But I try to be there for help her make things easier for her. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My sisters got married and moved on, so I kind of felt like I needed to be close to her. You know what I mean? Like just be available. That's why I actually left Schumer Center and came home. So I had a good time with Schumer Center. Schumer Center taught me a lot about detention. But I had to leave. I guess as you get older, you feel more compelled. She becomes almost like a girl, like she's like my woman, my mother. But I had to treat her like I had to start paying her bills for her. She couldn't see no more. As she got older, I had an older mom. So I guess I just felt like I had to be. It was hard. It was hard. It's a lot of pressure because you want to live your life, but again, your mom. You know what I mean? My husband died when I was young, at a young age, and I guess the son was more connected to his mom, where I felt like I had to protect her and make sure she was always safe. It was hard. Growing up when I was young, huh?
I can respect that, man.
Right.
When I was young, I didn't really feel the pressure until I got in high school though. In grade school, middle school, I didn't really feel like I had to. Everything seemed okay. My uncles was around. I didn't really feel like I had to protect her. But as I got older, but one time she got mugged. She got mugged one time on Baltimore Avenue, man. And a couple of my homies trying to calm me down because I was ready to kill somebody. I probably still be in jail now.
Yeah.
She
Right.
got. I was like in high school, and then my sister called and said, Mommy got something I had. I ran home and took my boys, them man, 12 guys were there, like, well, I was looking for you. I said, what they look like? The cops told me leave it alone, but all right, all the guys, the detectives. I went there looking. I was gonna get a gun. Go ahead, so I'm gonna shoot somebody, one in court, I got you. But I look back, you know what I mean? And I didn't really, we can't know find about it, you know what I mean? So you kind of, I was like, at that point, if somebody hurt her, I'd have probably been in jail the rest of my life.
Oh,
They used to put question on it, you know what I mean? But I probably never met you, brother. But just you feel out of pressure. I had no brother, no homies. My one cousin was a crackhead. Had to watch him come in the house. Or let him in the auto keys like that. So I let him in the house. You want money? I always had to be involved. You know what I mean?
yeah. Yeah.
And then once my son grew up a little bit, he would stay there a lot. Once he came from Pittsburgh, he stayed there a lot. So I felt like I had a little backup. You know what I mean? My stepson also. You know what I mean? The little things like that, put the pressure. The first part, I felt like I had to protect her all the time. And she wasn't no punk. She just was an older lady. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
of course,
Yeah.
of course, of course.
then when I started making money, I took her a bill from her. And she had easy bills to pay. She was always on a budget. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So shit like that. So I mean, with no real rhyme or reason, just being available, being there,
Well,
being there. You know what I mean?
the thing that comes to mind is the simple fact that you felt that because she was always there for you. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
This is what it is.
always there for me.
Yeah, and that's the thing about it is
That's a good way to put it.
yeah. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
it's what it is. Like our mother. I tell people all the time, our mother had 3 mama's boys. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Right.
that shit, that's some gangster
That's
shit.
strong.
You
Yes,
know what
it
I mean?
is.
Even though our pops, we was daddy's boys too, right? But
Mm-hmm.
my mother made us feel like each and every one of us was special. You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
what cuss us out if she felt we was doing some dumb
Mm-hmm.
shit. You know?
Hey,
Right.
Bill, look, it wasn't nothing like during a basketball game, a high school basketball game.
Oh my
It wasn't
God.
nothing for me to hear, especially if I was out there, dogging it, and, just being garbage. It wasn't nothing for me to hear my mom take his ass out the game. Get him out the game. Oh my God!
That's
And if I shot a free throw, oh my God, get ready to get the rebound.
right.
I mean, I'm like, dang, and I got to go back to the bench, and the dudes, that's your mama. Yeah,
That's
that's
your
my
mama,
mama.
right?
Hey, Lord, he ain't lying, Bill. Man, my
That's what
mother.
it was. That's what it
Every
was.
time I went through the free throw line, because our games used to be packed, man.
Yeah.
Right.
I go through the free throw line, I hear one voice, man.
Yeah.
One voice.
Oh Lord, he got a 1-and-1. Just concentrate on the first one, Fluky.
Yeah.
Just make that one.
Yeah.
But
Look,
that's special though, man. That's special though.
it is.
Man.
I mean, but it's pressure, but it's realism, though, man. I mean, our mother wasn't afraid to voice what everybody else was thinking, man, in any situation.
That's
And
right.
Oh, yeah.
that's why I believe I'm I speak up, man. I speak
Oh,
up,
I get
and
I get that from both of them too, man.
Mhm.
Because our father would get to the point. It would have to build up with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he'd look at you. When he finally had enough, he'd look at you. What the fuck you doing? You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? No, it's
I
real.
mean, yeah.
I done seen him do it. And then he would go from 0 to 100. But see, it built up over time. He give people and y'all know that's where I get it from. He give people chances. Like, yo, this shit is getting ready to happen. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Right. Right.
I've heard him say that. And then he got to the point where, all right, you know what I'm saying? I can show you better than I can tell you.
No, you know this line was, keep it up, you understand, I'm gonna do something real bad to you.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I think
At that point,
told me it a couple times too.
because at that point,
At that point
during the interaction, he's giving you, you know, several face-saving opportunities.
Yeah.
Several face-saving opportunities. I mean, and if you don't, you know, if you don't take advantage of it, then it's, you know, the situation is totally out of my hands. You know, so
that's on you.
In the eyes of the public, in the eyes of the witnesses, I'm giving you a pass.
Yeah.
You forced me into a corner, and this is the result.
Right.
Let me tell you the crazy thing is this real quick. That's how I became a better big brother, because my parents did not. When there was a problem, they handled it right there. Right. They didn't care what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But what it did to me was, I'm a little kid, so I'm embarrassed. Right. Because my mother and father wrecking shop somewhere. You know what I'm saying? And they in the right of what it did. What it did for me is, and people who know me, y'all know me, I take a beat. I hesitate for a moment, and I say, look, there's about to be a problem. You see what I'm saying? Not that I'm warning you. I'm saying to you, hey, I'm giving you a clue. Hey, man, this is not who I ain't who you think I am, because I'm giving you respect. You see what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Because the one thing I know about it is, and y'all know, is when it's time to make it happen, I make it happen. I don't stop. You know what I mean?
Yes, sir.
I don't do anything so they can stop. I satisfy whatever's built up in me, man. You know what I mean? That's it.
Hey, Bill, you know what he told me one time?
Y'all know I'm a patient person, though. I'm patient on purpose. You know what I'm saying?
You know what he told me, man, one time? Because when we used to play at the court, man, Magic Square used to be packed and shit. If you lose a game, you don't get to play all day. You know him and his buddies was standing on the side watching us play, right? And I was out there bullshit, whatever.
Right.
And this is like the first 2 minutes of the game. He's like, hold on for a minute. He said, hold on for a minute, man. Stop the goddamn game, Bill. He said, you see all these motherfuckers standing around here, man? They want to get out here and play, and you out here bullshitting. If you ain't gonna play, sit down somewhere. I was like, dude, really? But that let me know then, if I wanted to stay out on the court, I had to play, man. Or I was going to be sitting on the sideline. And he was like, look, we come to watch you. You lose, what we going to do, stand around and watch another motherfuckers play?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So, that's the kind of stuff he used to do, man. You know, he was a no-nonsense dude.
Our father was very engaging, man. You know what I'm saying?
Real cool dude, though, man.
Yeah, real good guy, man. But
deliberate as fuck, though. I gotta make this something, so I gotta tell them to blind me, right? We used to go to Keys Hall in Pittsburgh. Every time I had to play against Keys, I would get so pumped up. I wanted to bust Keys' ass so bad. I mean, bust his ass. I'm gonna tell everybody back home, I scored against a center for the Big East. And I just could not bust that big nigga ass. That nigga too damn big.
First of all, look. First of all, when y'all know I'm playing in Trees Hall, I'm on cruise control, man. What the fuck I'm gonna go? Look, I played hard to get the sweat up, but going, really concentrating on my game, I'm like, I always felt like, well, this shit ain't fair, really. You know what I mean? But then I got out of shape and shit, and then
Then your knees
Hey,
started bothering you. Your knees started bothering you a lot too.
See, then all of a sudden I became human,
Yeah,
and the story changed. Yeah.
it
I
changed like a motherfucker. All right, well look, I'll tell you what, man. You know, the three of you guys, and I do this all the time. The three of you guys, I want our audience to understand what it is for you guys to personally think about how you are as fathers, as husbands, right? So we talked
okay.
about it last night. All three of you guys have daughters.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I give you two questions. They're very simple. What's the most difficult thing when it comes to having a daughter, and what's the easiest thing to have a daughter? And then you can elaborate from there. Okay? Jaquar, we're gonna start with you, then we're gonna go to Bill, then we're gonna go to Damon.
All right. The first question was, what's the most difficult thing about having a daughter?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Most difficult thing for me, man, was and is just trying to convey the truth, man. Just like everybody, everybody's household, everybody falls out with their old age. Everybody argues, everybody goes through a rough time. But I always have to be conscious of the fact that somebody's watching, man. Somebody's watching. Sometimes the things get out of hand. Yeah, of course things got out of hand. But I would constantly find myself trying. I would constantly find myself in edit mode. And you all have a good idea how difficult that is, especially when you're in the right. But I also had to learn that right or wrong is really not an important factor in those situations. The important factor is the image, especially to little girls, because little girls are going to marry their father. Is what I've always been, what I've always been told. You know what I mean? And my daughter, she's married now, and she made it, and she made a good choice, because they fit. They've been together since they were in high school, man. They're 30 years old. They've been together, hell, the whole of their adult life. So I'm glad that I was able to convey stability and things like that. But especially because she's my stepdaughter. I had to double down on the image thing. You know what I mean? I didn't want to be the tyrannical stepfather and uh, uh, constantly on a dominance displayed to try to overpower everybody in the household. Okay, yeah, we all have a role, and as the man of the house and the husband, and most importantly the father. What message am I trying to send? So I was constantly policing that.
Gotcha. 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 You good?
Um, I can say
Hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Hey Corey, I see you still on, brother. If you got something to add, man, go ahead and post it and I'll read it. All right, Bill.
for me, the easiest thing is I'm gonna talk about that first. I tore my ankle up when they took it. I had to stay in the bed for like 6 months. I couldn't come out the bed, but I couldn't put no pressure on it. About 3 or 4 months. They took, awesome care of me. They took care of me. Like took care of their pop. You know what I mean? Like they truly. One thing about girls, they take care of you. They love you. They take care of you, and they took really good care of me. And I always love them for that. They always, you know, it's always trying to raise girls, and keep them from being boy crazy and keeping them, from doing stupid stuff and doing the right thing. It's a challenge because it just I'm not like I'm more like get your ass together. My wife said sometimes you talk to them like they boys. You know what I mean? And that was hard for me not to do that. Like to be honest, to be a little more. I guess adhering to their feelings. I guess I'm trying to say, like they're females. So my sisters was, kind of tough. I guess you want to say, like you talk to them like, they tell you in a minute, like, you're doing something right. Get your shit together. My girls, I gotta, she just shut, especially my little one, the youngest one, she'll shut down. Like she just like go in the room for like days and not come out. I'm thinking she's trying to commit suicide. I'm getting scared. You know what I mean?
Knocking on the door, baby,
Yeah.
baby, you
I'm
okay?
trying to give her, you need some money. You want some weed. But other than that, though, um, again, they one thing about girls, they take care of you. They see you in pain, see you hurting. You know what I mean? Your son just come in and look at you, and you all right, good. And they back out in the streets. They rolling again. They not even like, what I mean? You all right? His mother's still good. Good. You all right? And I borrow your car. Yeah, give me my car right where it's at. You know, girls are more caring, and they took you take your medicine. They took care like they were nurses. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a my mother just she didn't get married yet. One book for the government, she's doing real well. The other was, she ain't out of jobs, but she a hustler. She do what she got to do to manage. You know what I mean? But that's the I mean, that's they take care of you real well. And like I said, like, the hardest thing is pretty much is being sensitive, and my wife kind of took care of like a lot of little stuff, like why I felt, why I was laughing. But she just for me, she backed it up for me. You know what I mean? But that's pretty much real, for me.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Okay. Got you. Hold on for a second. Hold on for 1 second, Damon. I'm gonna read what Corey sent. He said that Jacory and Bill hit it right on the head, but he said he just learned to listen because he has a daughter also. Because she tells me what she wants to talk about, and I have to. He said he's never lied to her, and he has that bond with her because he's never lied to her. You know what I mean?
Right,
Yeah, and then he says, "Great question," and it's too big of a question to really elaborate on, but
right.
you know, I just wanted y'all just to touch on it really. Damon, I put you last because you got two daughters that you're very proud
Keith,
of.
and
Go ahead.
before we go, Keith, can I add one thing real quick? The Corey hit it right on the spot with an example. That's hard too, especially when I was younger, because I was drinking and hard, come home late at night. So that was also a difficult adjustment for me too, being a better role model. But go ahead, I'm sorry. Go ahead, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. You come in the house growling.
Yeah,
I
bro,
had to get used to that shit.
stumbling, stumbling. You know what I mean?
Yeah. All right, Damon.
I guess, man, I got to talk about the two differences, man, because they got some similarities between them. But my oldest, Danita, man, she both of them daddy girls, but she is that the one that you have to nurture. You know what I mean? Because she's a very loving person, and you know, she just well, uncles know. She like to be pampered, she like to be babied and all that stuff. So and she find a good husband that do that for her. But my youngest daughter, man, you know what I'm saying, she just kind of no nonsense, man. She know what she want, she go get it. She's very focused, and determined and all that stuff. At first in the beginning, man, I was kind of like treating her like like she gonna play sports, she gonna do this, she gonna do that. But she let me know, man. She let me know, look, man, I'm a girl. You know what I'm saying? I like to do girl things. So she went up, she saw cheerleading and all that, and I was like, okay, you know what I'm saying? I got to, I got to,
Okay.
I got to watch the cheerleading things, But with both of them, man, I was just honest with them, and we talked. You know what I'm saying? I gave them opportunities to express themselves. I
Okay.
didn't shut them down. We talked about everything. You know, I was that dad who went to the store and got the tampons and stuff like that. It was just what it
Woo.
was, man.
Right.
But you
You
got to
know,
do what you got to do. That's fact.
but
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 look,
here's the thing
hold on,
though.
hold on for us 1 second. Finish this up because Malika's asking all three of y'all a great question. So just go
Okay.
ahead and finish this up. Them ask.
Well, my point is, man, always been honest with them. You know what I'm saying? And I always believe what they say. Because if they find if they trust you, they gonna always be honest with you, and they gonna tell you exactly how they feeling. You ain't got to fish for it,
Okay.
you know. And if you really listening and paying attention, then it's not difficult at all, man. You just be like, okay, you know what I'm saying. And at time, and after a while, you can just look and see. You know what I'm saying? How they carry themselves. Okay, something wrong. Come on, sit down, lay it on me. You know.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that
Well,
answered
I
your
missed the
question, man.
tampon.
No,
I
no,
missed
no.
the
You did.
tampon though.
You did. You did. All right. Well, look. First of all, Aunt Jeannie, cousin Malika, love y'all. Glad y'all watching. Question.
Hey,
Malika has a question for y'all. He said, "What is the most important values you?" She said, "What is the most important values you guys want to try to instill in to your daughters? You know that would appear to help them in womanhood."
Respect yourself.
Anybody can jump in. I mean, you know, simple, the whole nine. Go ahead, Bill.
I would just say respect yourself, respect your body, respect your environment, and you know, and just respect yourself. And when you find a man that you want to spend your life with, and just respect you and respect yourself down. I mean, I'm going to respect basically. Like, respect yourself.
Cool. Corey?
Well, I really want mine to just to understand, my mistakes. As I always talk about my mistakes, because when she was, under my roof, my response to what I perceived to be, her downfalls or whatever was always personal. I always made I statements and me statements, and I really had to learn and figure out how to take myself out of her equation because the
Cool.
things that she was going through as a young girl they wasn't personal,
Gotcha.
you know. But a lot of times I drop the ball, because I'm like, well, we do too much for you, all this and all that, and she would hit me with, well, I didn't ask you to, and she's 100% right. So, especially when she got to college, man, I had to struggle and change my approach, as far as as far as our communication went, because she never really shared a lot with me. It was always her and her mother. But the things that I did here, I didn't force conversation. I let her come to me
Okay.
if she felt comfortable in doing so. But I always let her know that I was here, you know, and hopefully, as I said before, the mistakes that I made with her, I hope that she is able to correct those mistakes for her two kids. You know what I mean? Because we talked about on the previous show the freedom of expression between a child and a parent. You know, from my end, I always felt like I had an open door policy, but on certain subjects or whatever, the door was triple padlocked, and the older I get, I understand why those locks was on the door.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? And I would say with mom, and I never said to her or to my wife or to anyone out loud, well, I'm going through this and she's doing all this because I'm a step parent. No, that wasn't the case. That was totally not the case. I mean, she would stay out late or do something in school or whatever, and I'm thinking, like I said before, when we do too much for this kind of behavior, it happens, whatever. But then I got into my line of work and I seen that, you know, that was just growing pains, man, because some of the things that I deal with today, from young ladies in my job, man, or I couldn't have handled it. I couldn't have handled it.
I think for me, man, the one thing that I tried to be consistent with, you know what I'm saying, whatever they decided they wanted, how they wanted to express themselves, you know what I'm saying, the things that they wanted to get into, if they start something and didn't finish it, I didn't trip, I didn't do any of that stuff. I was like, look, long as you expressing yourself and you thinking about what it is that you see, how you carry yourself and all that stuff, how you carry yourself is important. You know what
Yes,
I'm
sir.
saying? But I had to I really had to understand that it's different for young girls, man. You know what I'm saying? They go through a whole lot of emotional shit.
Mm-hmm.
So what I try to do is let them say, show them that you can go through whatever the hell you want to. You know what I'm saying? That's your life experience. You see what I'm saying? You just maintain your dignity and hold your head up. You know what I'm saying? And whatever the world bring you, as long as you comfortable in your own skin, who the hell with them? To hell with the world, man. As long as you comfortable in your own skin, and you are able to express yourself. So that's what they do. They figure out what it is that they want. They know mom and dad support them. You know what I'm saying? And if they make mistakes, I don't make a big deal out of it. Hell, look at all the mistakes I made. You know what I'm saying? That was that was one thing I never did. I never passed any type of judgment. You know what I'm saying? Especially when I'm feeling like a hypocrite, because when you raising girls and you go through that process of trying to learn how to, you can't be no hypocrite, man. You know what I'm saying? Oh wow, my girls ain't never hung out, but if they was hung out and come back home the next day, I'm be like, damn, you know what? I was worried about you. Your mama kept me up all night and all that shit, but I'm glad you safe. I'm not gonna pass no judgment and shit because hell, I stayed out all damn night. You understand what I'm saying?
But I'm grown
So,
though. God damn it. No, I'm just
and,
kidding.
I'm,
How
I'm
about
just
no,
saying,
man? That's how my
you know,
dad was.
I just don't. I just let them. I just learn who they are, watch them grow, and just let them be themselves, man.
No doubt.
Yeah.
You
But
know.
look, let me
I
let me
don't think it's
let
no.
me.
I don't think it's no exact science though.
No, it's not. It's not.
Oh,
Yeah.
it's
It's
definitely
not. It's
not.
not even close. But I wanted y'all to touch on it because yeah. See, along with Corey, your the way y'all see things, man. I need people to see it. The way your experiences. I wanted people to hear it from your voice. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes,
let
sir.
me just
Yes,
add to this. I don't have any daughters, right? So I got two sons. And the one thing that I had to learn, had to understand, and our father did it for us, and I did not realize it until I became a father. I learned not to talk at my sons.
mm-hmm.
Y'all understand what it means to talk at somebody, right?
Oh, girls gonna challenge you, man.
Yeah.
they
But
go,
see,
They
they go
gonna challenge you,
savage.
bro.
but hold on. But see, that's the thing. Your sons are not going to challenge you, but what they're going to do is they're going to drift away from you when you talk at them. You understand what I'm saying to you? So I say this almost every episode. Our dad used to say, I don't have a problem with being the bad guy. He used to tell us that all the time. And the majority of the time it was when he was punishing us. You understand what I'm saying to you? Because he took on that
You gonna
role.
hurt me, I'm gonna hurt you.
Because the bottom line is this: someone has to spoil the party when common sense has to be in play. You know what I mean? So when I raise my boys, what I learned and I discovered is this: I learned their heart more than their physical being. I learned their heart and their spirit, and that's what I speak to. I don't know if you guys do that with your daughters. Bill, you have a son. You know what I mean? Damon, you got a son. But I speak to their spirits. So y'all hear me talk to my sons, right? And y'all hear how I tell them the truth is because I've always addressed their spirit, who they are as people. You see what I'm saying? And and I just wanted to add that in there because I didn't want to leave the boys out. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And
Yes, sir.
hey, Lawrence, it's good to see you, cuz. Love you.
Look, man, my
And
girls, man, they remember every damn conversation you
oh,
have with them.
they are.
They
Look,
remember all of
no,
them. You know what I'm
not
saying?
trying. Look, not trying to sound too chauvinistic, but women do remember everything that's
Shit.
said.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Now,
Um.
I'm gonna be honest with y'all. For me, I got two grandsons now, right?
Oh shit.
And I'm looking. I'm a better grandparent than I'm a parent. I was a better parent. I was kind of a
Come
little
on.
wild, you know. As a grandparent, I'm a little more like he's saying, a little more. I try and read this spirit. You know what I mean? I think I try to be a little more patient, a little more understanding. I want all to understand, like Coop said, I want all to understand. I was like, this is my house. I pay the bill. I do what I want to do. You do what you're supposed to do. You know what I mean?
I mean,
I was.
but Bill, not to cut you off, understanding that meaning that you don't have to repeat that. You know what I mean? Because
Right.
what you did eventually what ended up happening was you don't feel like that was threatened. So you don't have you never had to
Right.
say it anymore. You know what I'm saying? See,
Right.
that's the key. Every
It,
time we say something that's like, yo, here's the favorite one. I hate saying this, but I remember when I used to say it all the time. I'm a grown ass man. Fuck, I need to tell you I'm a grown ass man if I'm a grown ass man. You understand?
right.
You know,
Right.
because it sounds like you trying to convince yourself of that.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? It's all it is. I mean, you gotta think about it. The four of us, what y'all know about me is I interact with people and I don't hold back with them, right? Because that's my comfort zone. I don't want to pretend. I don't want to I'm getting ready to curse. I don't want a man to feel as though he don't know where I'm coming from. So if he
Right.
made a mistake at that moment, he said, "Oh shit, Keith is gonna have a problem with this." You
Mm-hmm.
see what I'm saying? Because
Mm-hmm.
I let him know ahead of time. That's what's up, and I respect people who do that. You know?
Well,
Mm-hmm.
hey, let me ask Jacoy and Bill this: have you ever been in this situation, man, when you're talking to your daughters and you always, from your own experience, you always interject yourself and your experience? Have y'all daughters ever looked
Mm-hmm.
at you and say, "Oh, here we go talking about you again. I thought this was about me."
That's happened
all the
before. That's
time.
happened before.
Yeah.
Man,
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact,
When they start mocking you, to your face. Well, here we go again. Here we go again. Mm-hmm.
I prefaced my previous comment with just that.
how come we always talking about you, Dad?
Because this is
You know
the
what I'm
only
saying?
life I ever
You can,
lived.
hey, we can have a conversation of what it ought to be about you. So I had to learn how to navigate that shit, boy.
Mhm. And
Just be
Oh
Yeah,
quiet and
man.
girls are
listen.
tough, man. Girls are tough
A
in the
lot,
door.
a lot, yeah, a lot of times, especially to fathers of daughters, man. A lot of times, man, we need to get into the practice of really not trying to answer the question. You know what I mean? I mean, I think if I didn't try to provide solutions and just provided that solid sounding board for my daughter, our communication would be a lot more substantial. But as it stands, it's been a while since I've spoken to her. And that's too bad. Because again, I used to call her I used to call her little spoke. But somewhere, as she got older and started to evolve into the person she is today, unfortunately, I didn't evolve. And I think that's where the disconnect came in.
I got
The one thing, man, that I learned, they always watching, man.
Mm-hmm.
They always watching you, always paying
The girls,
attention. They
the girls
already
are tough.
know.
you.
You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? They already know. You know what I'm saying? They want to see what you doing, how you carrying yourself, and all that because girls typically love it is always daddy.
Mm-hmm.
Daddy's girls, you know, and my
Mama's boy.
son. Right. That's
Mm-hmm.
exactly how it is, man.
Mm-hmm.
Look,
That is
look,
exactly how it is.
Corey said something about he said, everyone needs to understand emotional intelligence to understand their kids. You know what I mean? Is what he thinks. And I think that's a really good point as far as emotional intelligence, because really and truly, it's kind of how we navigate through life anyway, and how we deal with the things that we deal with is because of our emotional intelligence. You know, like I am the way that I am with my sons because of YouTube. Because I got to the point where I stopped being Big Brother Keith, right? Because I was blessed to see y'all grow into men. Flew you a little sooner because you're younger than me, but I saw y'all grow up into men, and I said, you know what? First and foremost, these are grown men that I'm talking to. So I got to change my whole thing. I got to change who I am and learn who y'all became, because you got to think about it, I was living in Pittsburgh when you guys blossomed into who you are today. You know what I mean? So what I did was I asked questions. If y'all remember back then, I used to call y'all and just ask you questions. I used to ask you all kinds of things. You know, what's up
Yeah.
with you? What girl you messing around with? What's you doing? How you doing this? Blah blah blah. Pip pip pip. Giving you, asking you questions so I can get your feedback, because I wanted to know you as a human being. And once I got to know both of y'all, and I'm talking about the good and the negative, it made me become a better person. You see what I'm saying? I became a better human being because it wasn't the big brother role. What it was about is the brother friendship role. And knowing Bill, getting to know Bill like a little brother to me. But we navigated the ins and outs of Pittsburgh before he moved. It helped me to become, just to understand where I was. Because see, if y'all look, people out there, and you four guys, you three guys, understand this, man. I say this all the time. In order for you to really and truly evolve into what you're going to evolve in, you got to love you. You have to love you. And I'm not talking about the selfish kind of love. I love the way I look. I love my physique, all that shit. That ain't what I'm talking about. I'm talking about that emotional side that only you know. Only you know what's going on in your head, what you think, and how you navigating through life. Because what you end up doing, and I'm gonna shut this down, because when I'm done, I want y'all to give y'all closing, because we're gonna shut this episode down. But you navigate through this life, man. You treat other people better when you love who you are. Because if y'all know me, I never defined how great a basketball player I was or how great a football player I was. That was never a part of my identity. It was what I did. You as my brothers know. Bill, you came later, but y'all as my brothers know. You know what I'm saying? It ain't about being humble, but understanding that those are just, that athletic stuff is just moments in life. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But the interaction with you guys, the interaction and just the fellowship shaped me into who I am. You know what I mean?
Appreciate that, bro.
All right, well,
Where I'm to go.
he he gonna come back. All right, Damon, you're the more well spoken one of us, so we're gonna let you go last. Big Bill,
Yes, sir.
what's your closing statements, man?
Hey, listen, man. It was nice to be on here with y'all, man. Like I said before, I wasn't raised with brothers, and so I look at y'all. The big dog's always my big brother, and Fruit and Corey came around. We connected right away, especially me and Fruit. Connected right away. We had a good time with each other, and it's always been love. I can't lie, I can't deny that. Big dog was here. My mom died. He's been through a lot in my life too. With the good and the bad. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate the friendship and the love myself, but it's always a pleasure being on here. And I hope I added something
Oh,
to the, podcast.
look. I'm gonna get blue, Bill. Fuck yeah. But go ahead, finish.
Next time I'll be a little more prepared. I was rushing down trying to get in because I was at work, and you know what I mean. But next time I'll be a little more prepared and add some more. You know what I mean. But it was a good time. Man. I appreciate the invite, and again, like I said, that brother mean a lot to me. Big dog, that's my big brother. Big G, my big brother, me and Corey, same age. You know what I mean? Can imagine being in the house with y'all big niggas. We was longer than touching every day, I think. But whatever. It's been a pleasure, man. Let's do it again, man. That's all. We'll do it again.
Okay. Jaquar, Fluke. No, we're gonna do you last, Fluke. Go ahead, Jaquar.
No, I just cut out, man. Who's the first again? Keith?
Sorry, what'd you say?
I just cut out, man. What's the question?
No, your closing statement. What, you got anything to say?
Oh, just man. I think it's been another pretty good interaction, man. I appreciate you guys' time and everything. Let's keep on growing, keep on pushing, and okay. Philosophically, I would rather be a warrior than a sergeant in the war.
Hey, Jaquar, if you said something clever, you was breaking in and out, man.
Yeah, that I bet you it was profound.
Look, from the look on your face,
God
some
shit.
profile.
You understand?
Yeah.
Go ahead and repeat
You know
it,
what,
man.
Damn, I can't even capture that shit. No, I just said I'd rather be a warrior in the garden than a gardener in the war.
There you go, baby boy. That's what's up. Commit. Hey, go ahead, Damon.
Let me see if I can follow that. Hey, Bill, man. It's good to see you, bro, because you're a part of my life, man. Love you, man, and I'm glad to see you doing well.
What's up? I'm proud of you, brother.
But my last statement is this, man, and I always say this. God's biggest miracle, man, is
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
God's biggest miracle, man, is 7 billion plus of us on this planet, man. We all have similar experiences, but we internalize it differently, man. And that's a miracle within itself, man.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the philosophy that I use, man, with raising my kids. They different, you know what I'm saying? They go through their own maturation processes, man. But they internalize it differently,
Mm-hmm.
And if you expect people on that level, man, understand that we all miracles, man. You know what I'm saying? We all connected to God. Then you find you have patience and you find a way to respect that. You know what I'm saying? And that's how you build. For me, that's how I built relationships with y'all, with my kids. Talk. You know what I'm saying? And I had to learn the hard way. Dad, it's not always about you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I just appreciate the people in my life, man. And I appreciate them for being who they are. Not how I want them to fit into my shit. Just who they are. If that makes sense to you.
Yes, it does. It does.
Yeah, it does.
Well, look, I want to thank everybody who came on and made comments. And Jeannie, we love you, baby girl. We love you very much. Thanks for watching. Malika, we love you. Lawrence, we love you, baby. Corey, Great questions, man. Great questions. We're gonna have you on soon. Malika, we're gonna have you on soon. Ain't Genius, you want to come on here? You're more than welcome. Lawrence, you definitely gonna get up on here because we want to hear your view. You understand? And we love y'all. And hey, fellas, stay on real quick after we end the broadcast. But listen, tell everybody, tell everybody, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe and like it, spread it, because every episode is a gem, especially with, hey, Big Bill, thank you, brother, because I
You got
told
it,
you,
man.
I knew when you started opening up, you was going to give us what we needed, man. And that's what we needed. We needed that West Philly shit right there,
Yes,
boy.
sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know what I mean?
You know, say that.
Even though you were sitting on your stoop your whole life, mama didn't let you get off that stoop.
You had to throw that in, huh?
You know what I mean? You know what I mean?
Bill know I'm messing with him.
Go Sixers,
Bill,
man. How about
Bill
that?
know, but for real though, man, thanks, Bill. Definitely appreciate it, man. You did a great job, bro. You really did. Hey,
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Luke, and Spoke, y'all did a phenomenal job as usual, man. You know what I mean? And
Appreciate it, man.
like I said, family out there, go subscribe and like Strong Perspectives. Hey, and some gems on that channel. Spread the love for us, baby. Spread the love. We're gonna be back. Hey, instead of Friday, I'm going to send it out. We might be on maybe Sunday night, but we'll let y'all know. We love y'all.
Go with the beat.
And Malika said, nice to meet you, Bill.
Nice to meet you too, Malika. Tell him, listen. Tell him, listen.